I'm Jim Collins. I'm the CEO of PICTAGE. We're an online solution that takes care of everything a photographer needs to be in business except shooting, basically according to their needs.
I'm Simon Anderson and I'm the Chief Marketing Officer of PICTAGE. PICTAGE is launching an entirely new 2010 internet portal. We've streamlined a lot of the workflow for photographers to manage their images, to manage their events, to set their pricing.
I'm excited about the rebrand. I'm excited about the new logo. When I look at the logo, I see fresh and I see approachable. My vision was to make the connection between the company and its clients real.
I told myself at a very young age, I'm going to do what I love to do. All my life, I didn't notice that I had always taken pictures. And I realized, well, I should just focus on that.
And then one day I took a photo of my son who was nursing on my wife. I felt that I was part of a moment, a very intimate moment between two people, and I was pulled into it.
Your job as a photographer is to be able to capture the most true, natural expressions and catch them at the peak of when they happen.
I'm reading the minds of all the people around me, almost an emotional sniper in a way. You know, I'm really looking to pick out these little moments.
I'm a photographer. I'm not an album designer. I'm not a graphic artist. I'm not a color expert.
So I looked for an outsourcing solution.
I came across PICTAGE in 2003 at WPPI.
And I thought, what a brilliant idea. Someone to do the lab work on the back end for me so that I don't have to.
That's a really good idea. I don't have to do it all myself.
It just really streamlined my business to whereas I can focus on what I'm really good at, which is taking pictures.
Everything that I don't want to do or need to do is done by PICTAGE.
At that moment, I realized what PICTAGE could do for me as a photographer.
I wish I had this when I got started.
Their customer support is very good.
I'm usually the guy that people come to help answer questions that maybe someone else doesn't have. I've got a long extensive background in photography as well. They feel like they can talk to someone that's on their level, someone who can actually understand what they're going through.
For the call center, we've got about 30 dedicated reps that are on the phones from 6 in the morning till 5 at night. We take calls from both photographers and their clients, so we have to know how to handle both photographer issues as well as just their consumers' retail issues.
I think it's important to understand that PICTAGE is a full-service lab.
This is our retouching department where we do all the color correction and retouching on all the files that we receive. This is our quality assurance department where we look at every single print that comes out of our lab. This is where we print all the work that we do in-house.
The fact that I can get both 3.5 by 5 proofs of all the stuff that I've shot and a proof book is brilliant.
It creates this sense of fine art, this sense of quality.
And here we have a software development team. They're responsible for architecting, developing, and building the website.
They've kind of revamped the whole portal. It's got a great new look, which is always inspiring.
The portal is a change in paradigm of how the photographer is going to interface with PICTAGE.
Some of the key things that are included in the portal is Snapshot, a real-time stream of activity on the homepage where a photographer can understand if an order comes in from a consumer, that will appear on Snapshot. It gives them real-time data on what's happening with their PICTAGE account.
The website, the way it's designed, the interface, has a very personal touch.
Every time somebody intersects with us, they should be pleasantly surprised by what happens in that interaction, and they should be delighted by the output.
In 50 cities around the US, in all of the major states, we have PICTAGE user groups, or PUGs.
As a PUG leader, it's awesome for me to be able to bring together all sorts of photographers.
Everyone is willing to help everyone. You can go in, post the question, pretty much someone's going to answer it within an hour or two.
It's very important, in my opinion, to have a culture that's a very positive culture.
In the community, it's really cool. A lot of growth. I can pretty much call almost anybody that I know, and if they're available on the phone, be like, hey, what do you think about this? What do you think about this?
It's great to see what the CEO has to say. You know, Jim, it's great that he's on the forum all the time.
I just love communicating with photographers, and I do it basically every way I possibly can.
Do what you love to do and make sure that all your passion is behind it.
I wanted them to see a piece of my heart, a piece of who I was in those pictures, in those images that I'm creating.
That heart space, that is who you are. And when you can connect those things together, you will find a new set of eyes to see with.
I really think of PICTAGE as a success factory.
PICTAGE has made my life so much easier and less stressful.
That's what strengthened my ability as a photographer.
When they think a year or two in the future, they can see PICTAGE as a partner to them in their success.